Hello everybody. So today our focus is probably going to be mostly legs here, but every day I train abs a little bit, especially if I'm doing something like legs or back. I'm always going to warm up with some torso work because this is so integral to keeping the two parts of our body stable and functioning together. Anterior posterior chain work I often do as well, just to make sure the ebb and flow of the front and back of my body has a little bit of harmony before I add any resistance to it. That's just my ethos to these things, but it works very well for me. So we're going to start on the ground with some basic stomach exercises today, and then we'll actually be doing some feet exercises to get our feet warmed up. I work with a lot of people that have different injuries, some chronic, and same with athletes that have repetitive stress injuries and whatnot. And often the knee and hip injuries I see come from the feet not working well on the ground. So because today we'll have a particular focus of the legs, we're going to start by warming up the feet, making sure our contact to the ground, our foundation for the rest of our body, is working to our advantage and not something that's maybe hindering the connection to the rest of the synaptic response throughout the body. So we'll get down. We're going to start on our back again. If you like to have a lot of padding, that's fine. You can use a mat. I grew up in a martial arts family, so we really mostly just used very minimal padding. Alright, so because today's legs, I want to start by engaging my legs. Now, if this is too difficult for you, just bring it up slightly until you can find a degree that you can control your legs, keep your abs down. Again, when I'm doing all of this work, I'm never letting my lower back come up off the ground. This is pushing down into the ground and my pelvis is slightly forward. At no point do I let my lower back take the shock of this. If this is still too hard for you, you can bend your legs tightly and still hold them at 45. So this is much less resistance than this. I want you to choose between one of the two. What I don't want to see is this, because now all that pressure's in my hips. I don't want that. I want it strong. If you can see when I'm doing this, my leg is flexed. My knee is not even soft. My legs are working. So part of what I'm doing here is warming up my legs while I warm up my stomach. So we're going to start. I'm going to start down here. If you need to be at 45, that's fine. Okay? My shoulders are up off the ground. My stomach is down nice and low. I'm going to cross my hands over my chest as long as I can, because I want my neck to start to strengthen itself. If you always hold your neck, it never has an opportunity to strengthen the back of your neck. So as long as you can, hold out. Use your neck muscles to support your head. If it starts getting sore, then support it. But again, I'm never pulling my head, I'm supporting it. Okay, very, very different from putting traction in a negative way in your neck. So we're at 45 here. Legs are flexed hard. Toes are pointed hard. Cross here, nice and high. Okay. From here, we're going to open to scissor. You can also do this with the knees, just like this. If you're able here, we're actually going to cross over. So from that 45, keeping the stomach tight and low, we're going to open up. We're going to go for 20. 19. Chest a little bit higher, stomach a bit lower. 18. Control, keep the hips tight. 17. Legs are flexed. 16. Center chest is high. I'm not curling my back. 15. Breathe. 14. 13. 12. Bring the chest up a little bit higher. Make it work. 11. You should feel this all through here. 10. Keep it tight. Keep the lower back into the ground. 9. Keep the legs flexed, toes pointed. 8. Chest nice and high, shoulders off the ground. 7. 6. Control, no momentum. 5. Just control. Legs are flexed. They're working as hard as my abs. Breathe. 3. 2. Chest a bit higher. 1. Together again. Hold. Up to 90 for 10. 10. 9 with bent knees. 8. 7, this is the easier version. 6. 5. No momentum. Control. This is tight. 4. 3. Chest is still high. 2. Hold it. 90. Point your toes hard. Flex your legs harder. You should feel your hip flexors all through the quads, all flexing hard. We're going to open our hands wide. I'm creating as much space in my fingers as possible, opening the extensors of my hands. Reaching for my toes, but I'm not curling forward. I'm bringing my chest straight up for 15. 15. Down. Take your time. 14. Slow. Flex the legs harder. 13. Get them used to working in this position. 12. 11. 10. 9. Very slow and controlled. 8. Flex the legs harder. 7. Point the toes harder. 6. 5. 4. 3. The back's not arched. Stomach is tight. 2. Up and hold. 10. 9. 8. Higher. 7. Stomach lower. 6. Legs flex harder. 5. 4. 3. 2. And relax down. A few deep breaths trying to open up the rib cage, relaxing the stomach. Get the lungs to work. Open the lungs. Fill them up with air. Feel the full capacity of your lungs stretching the body out. Relax. 2 more. 1 more. Very nice. Okay, flexing the legs again, we're going to come back out to 45. Bring the chest up, stomach down again. Left leg, keeping pointed, down and up for rotations of 10. 10. 9. Hip flexors, glutes, they're all flexed and working. 6. There's no rotation here. 5. I'm thinking about a squat right now. 4. 3, though for a squat I would be breaking from the hips first. 2. 1. But this is my squat angle. 10. Stomach's low. 9. Chest is high. 8. 7. Flex the legs harder. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Up. Feet together. 45 to 6. 10. Up. 9. Flex the legs harder. 8. 7. 6. 5. Flex. 4. 3. Stomach low. 2. Lower back not arching. 1. 5 deep breaths. Relax. Deep breath here. Relax. 3 more. Last one. Very nice. Alright, we're going to employ some side planks. When I'm doing a side plank, the lateral side, my IT band, and the lateral side of my lower limb is all working as much as my abs. Alright, so I'm not doing this. That's not a side plank for me. A side plank, my legs pulled back, my hips are nice and high, and when I'm using my breath, I'm opening here, and then I'm compressing and pushing my hip up here. The other thing I want to mention is when I'm doing a side plank, what keeps my shoulder safe and takes any shoulder issues out of this is it's not a loose hand. I'm making a very tight fist and driving the heel of the hand into the ground so that my shoulder girdle is well supported by the whole deltoid. The brachialis and tricep are all kicking in as well as my serratus and lat. They're all working together. When you're doing a side plank, it should be the whole body working, not just the abs, though the focus will be here. Okay? Again, my leg is flexed. So we'll come up. Get in your position, elbows directly under the shoulder. Neck is nice and neutral. We're going to start with a nice deep breath here. Get long, pull the toes back, flex the leg, pull the hip up on exhale. Hold. 10. 9. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, flex the leg, glutes forward, 1, 5 taps, 5, slow, up, 4, harmony between the lower and the upper body, 3, up, 2, up. If you need spotting, you can use this hand, up, hold, decompress again, stomach comes up, hold, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5 more taps and we're done. 5, up, 4, up, 3, tight, 2, up, 1, up, relax. Switch sides. Exactly the same protocol. Flex leg, shoulder over the elbow, tight fist driving the healed hand into the ground. If you need to support yourself this way to make it through, that's fine. You can spot yourself that way. Major issues I see with these is people letting their hips come back like this. No, you've defeated the purpose. The glutes are flexed, stomach is tight and in. Leg is flexed, decompress, stomach comes up, hold, 10, 9, 8, 7, I'm never sure what to do with this hand, 5, 4, COVID, 3, 2, 1, down and up 5 times, 5, up, 4, up, 3, squeeze here, 2, IT glute, obliques, serratus, 1, up, 10, 9, breath, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 5 taps, 5, up, 3, up, 2, up, 1, last one. Okay, good stuff, folks. We're going to end this with one more, I guess, core. I hate the word core. Most people don't know what core is, but they sure like to throw the term around. I'm just going to say we're going to get the posterior, which is the back, anterior, which is the front of our bodies, to start to talk to each other a little bit so we're real stable when we're doing any leg work. Okay? So we're going to start with our elbows directly in front of our shoulders. And I'm talking like 1 inch, not more than that. Again, I'm trying to develop synaptic response throughout my body as much as possible, and our fingers and toes are typically quite lazy. Fingertips into the ground. And my elbows are not more than 1 inch wider than my shoulder width. Okay? My knees are apart about 30 degrees and my toes are pulled back. Okay, so that my toes are into the ground. And I'm going to take a deep breath that originates at the base of my kidneys and moves up my back to bring my hips up like so. And I want my hips directly in line with my shoulders. I don't want to be back here, and I don't want to be here. That's the worst. This is bad for your lower back. This is good for your lower back. I'm going to start by expanding my back as much as I can with the deepest breath I can. So just watch the mechanics here. And then I'm pulling my stomach up to my spine on exhale. Okay? So I'm actually going to just pull this up a little bit so you can see what's happening in my abs when I do this breath. So the inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. While I'm pulling my stomach up, I'm gripping the floor with my knees, elbows, and fingertips and pulling them towards one another. So I'm pulling my elbows to my knees and my knees to my elbows. My fingertips are digging into the ground like I'm Spider-Man on the side of a building. We're going to do 10 of these breaths. Go ahead. 10. Exhale. Pull the stomach up. 9. Pull your nose to your face. Pull the stomach up to the spine. 8. Stomach comes up. 7. Stomach comes up, pull the elbows towards the knees. Harder. 6. Pull your nose to your face, neutralize your cervical spine. Pull the stomach up to the spine on exhale. 5 more. 3, 4. Two. Last one, as deep a breath as you can. Fill up the lungs. Open the back. Pull that stomach up hard. Squeeze the knees towards the elbows. And relax down. Okay. So your body should be pretty warmed up. You should be breaking a little bit of sweat. Now before I get into opening up my feet, my first series of this or whatever that I posted yesterday, I was telling you to buy some 5-gallon water containers. So this is good no matter your fitness level, because we have adjustable resistance by the amount of water we put in. Now for the guys that are in better shape that are just trying to maintain, this is the same as 1 Olympic plate. This is 45 pounds when it's full of water. So it's perfect. It's an Olympic plate basically. We can get by without resistance. The other thing we have here is an emergency water supply if things really get heinous, which hopefully they don't. But you don't know. We don't know, okay? But you can fill this up to 20 pounds, 25 pounds. You don't need dumbbells. Whatever your fitness level is, these are very handy because it's a variable weight that you can adjust by the day. If you stick with me and this lasts for months, you may start with this half full, end with it full, if you're diligent and consistent. I would duct tape the ends to make sure that the caps don't fall off. That's a nasty cleanup, okay? We'll use those later today. We want a bit of heavy weight because we're using our legs, which should be the strongest part of our body. And now I'm going to grab a chair. And seeing as all of us have time right now, this work can be done from the office. But most importantly, I do this work before back or leg days when I need to be gripping the floor with my feet and paying attention. Most of you that know me know that I am actually disabled. I crushed my ankle 10 years ago and they're still trying to amputate my lower leg here for it. Part of this is how I've kept my foot, how I still play drums, how I still can perform fitness and actually do squats and whatnot. Okay, so we're going to open our feet like they were hands, trying to open the toes as wide as we can. As much as we can, we're going to open those toes, and now I'm going to try to get them to grow in length. So I'm reaching out through my toes, and I'm going to grip the floor hard. And now I'm just going to pull my big toe up and push my other 4 toes into the ground nice and hard. And from this position, we're going to tap the ground with our big toe 5 times. 5, 4. Keep the other 4 toes on the ground. 3, up, 2, up. Now we're going to grip with the big toe and lift the other 4 toes up. Grip harder with the big toe. Pull the big toe up, reach out with the big toe and put it back into the ground. We're trying to create as much distance between our big toe and our heel as possible there. Pull the other 4 toes up into the air and try to widen them, which should be difficult for most people. We're going to tap the ground 4 times. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to open the whole foot, grip the floor a bit more. From here we're going to get our heels directly underneath our knees. And we're going to open the toes and push our heels up as high as we can. And now I'm going to grip with my toes and push up even harder so the balls of my feet have actually come off the ground. You might get a cramp in your calf. That's fine. Embrace those cramps. That's your body repatterning itself. So I'm up on my tippy toes. And I'm going to roll back onto the balls of my feet and up on my toes. Down to the feet. Grip with all your toes. Up. Down to the floor. Up. Flexing your calf while you do so. Down to the floor. Up. One more time. Balls of the feet all up onto the toes. Roll back all the way down. Okay, so this is where my mobility here is really bad, but we're going to watch this foot because it still is relatively decent. So from here, I'm going to pull my foot up off the ground, driving the heel into the ground as high as I can. This foot only comes up that high. This one comes up a lot higher. You should be closer to this foot. This is normal amount of range of motion. Okay? We're going to pull them up together. Drive down through the heels. Quads are flexed a bit. Glutes are flexible. Take a deep breath. Get taller. If you're here, stop it. Up here. Good. Pull the toes up. And now we're just going to grab the ground 5 times. 5. Up. 4. Up hard. 3. Widen the toes. Pull it up. 2, up, 1, up. Same thing the other side. We're going to push through the balls of our feet and just flex our calves and push the heels up into the ground as much as we can. 10, 9, 8, flexing all the way to the underneath side of the knee. I'm flexing the top of my calf at the top of this. Okay? 7, push through the toes as well. 6, 5, be thoughtful. 4, feel both sides of your calf. 3, 2, last one, 1. Excellent. Okay? Lastly, we're going to roll onto the tops of our toes. And we're just going to roll back and forth, and you should feel a stretch here. So in your ankle, which is the most important joint, it takes more force than anything, and it's a smaller joint than the knee and the hip. I think it's 5, 3, 2 times your body weight in shock whenever you take a step or something. And we really don't spend a lot of time with our feet. Okay? So when I'm doing this stretch here, you have tendons and ligaments that run across your ankle this way, underneath the tendons and ligaments and extensions that come down this way. So when I get up to the top here, rolling my toes over, I'm just going to find as much ankle mobility as I can. And just go back and forth 5, 10 times. Again, we're just warming up the ankles, getting everything ready to take a bit of resistance and move our body basically in piston-like motions. Okay, good. We'll call it there for today. That's probably enough of a warm-up. I'll leave my socks off because it's always good to be able to see what your feet are doing when you're doing squats. These fold-out chairs are going to be very handy if you have any around. All right. We are going to start. And again, you can also grab cans and put them in a bag if your resistance level is very low. You can also do some of this just body weight. I'm more about good form and being thoughtful than a ton of weight. For me, I'm just going to start, I think, with basically what would be equivalent to a 45. Okay? So I'm just going to grab this water container pretty evenly. My feet are at about a 60-degree angle, and I'm trying to keep my knee in the same direction as my toe. So I'm not letting my knees come in. I'm not letting them come out. I'm really trying to control my hips and everything, be very thoughtful. We're going to go very slow and just gripping the floor and sitting down into this. The other thing is I'm trying not to let my knee come too far forward. For me, it's more crucial because I don't have mobility here, but for everybody, most people are very quad dominant. They aren't using the glutes and hamstrings and the hips, which are the largest joint and muscle group that we have to support our weight and move us. So I'm trying to think about my chest staying pretty upright, not using my back here, and my hips break before my knees, and I'm sitting down into this. Once I get down, I'm going to open my toes again and grip the floor and really feel all of this grip the floor as if Ivy was coming up and pulling my foot down into the ground. That's what I'm thinking about for the strongest foundation up. So we'll grab whatever resistance it is, body weight's fine. And our 60 degrees here, nice strong core. And we're just going to sit down into this and hold this. Get a little bit lower, open up the hips. We're just getting the hips and the knees to open up a little bit. You don't need resistance, but if you can use it, use it. A little bit lower if you can. We're finding our range. Grip the floor harder with your feet. Open that up a little bit more. Just move back and forth a little bit. This should be work, but it's also opening the body, getting it used to moving. From here, we're going to grip the floor and squeeze our way up. No momentum. 5, 4, 3, 2. Stop at the top. Take a deep breath. 5 on the way down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Nice and low. Hold. Keep the chest up high. Sit down into it a little bit lower. Focus. Squeeze the muscles on the way up. 5, 4, look up. 3, 2. Very nice. We're going to go down up for 10 reps now. Slow. 10. Slightly look upwards. Keep your chest up. 9. 8. 7. 6. Squeeze the ground. 5. 4. 3, 2. We're going to go down and hold. Hold. 5 reps. 5, 4. Slow pace. Grip your feet. 3. Stomach's tight. 2. Down and hold. If you need to drop the weight, drop the weight. Last 5. 5, 4, 3. Last one. Okay. That was exhausting. Very nice. From there, we're going to get into a lunge position. And I'm going to go from the side so you can see how my knee is tracking. It's a long stride. I'm not letting my hips skew. I'm trying to keep them straight. And the back foot isn't off to the side. I'm trying to think about it more as a piston motion down and up than my knee coming forward and back. I'm still trying to use hamstring and glute. Cross the hands, 10 aside. 10. Slow. 9. Chest stays high, don't lean forward. 8. Stomach's tight. 6. If you wanted to weight this, that's fine. 5. 4. 3. 2. Down and hold. Calves. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. Flex the calf. 4. Keep low. 3. 2. Pull yourself up to the front. Okay. We're going to break this down into 2 parts. The reason I don't go directly into lunges on the other side is this quad was still working to support me back here. So it's already pretty exhausted for this, so I won't get as much out of it. So we're going to do a set of shoulders. And again, for any of you that have any of these basic grocery store bags, like so, you can put some cans in them and those will work fine. I'm not going to use those because I do have access to some actual weights. So I'm going to start with my 25s here. I'm going to sit down on the ground. Again, grocery bags will be fine. We want strong wrists, and I want you to actually grip whatever you're gripping. It's not a loose grip. Everything I do, same thing. It comes back to gymnastics and martial arts. When I'm doing upright rows, I'm grabbing that as if I'm grabbing some guy by the collar. For shoulder press, the same thing. I'm gripping as if I'm pushing something up. I'm not loose. Forearms and grip strength are very important. So we're going to do something slightly different today. For a shoulder press, instead of being in this traditional position, we're actually going to open up slightly ahead of us. So from the side, my elbows are slightly ahead of my chest, and I'm pushing them up to the top and back down. When we get up to the top, we're going to do a few holds. When we do those holds, I want you to think about those breaths of pulling the rib cage up again and holding it there with your abs. Okay, and the other thing is I'm trying to address my front delt, a little bit of side delt, but I'm also looking at my clavicular chest, that little shelf that's the weak point for most humans who have more lower chest. So when I'm doing this, I have as much contraction in that front part of my chest here as I do my front delt, okay? And these are just fantastic for getting into a push-up, getting into a handstand eventually. You know, there's lots of stuff. If you're pushing your suitcase up, even in the plane, if we ever get to fly again, this will help you. Okay, fists facing one another, elbows slightly ahead of the shoulders. Take a deep breath, widen up, get taller, grip the dumbbells. We're going to go really slow, 5 and 5. Here we go, 5, 4, 3, keep the stomach tight, 2, Hold at the top, push up to the ceiling and get tall with a breath. Hold. 5 down, 5. Control. 4, 3, 2. Hold. Nice and tight. Good grip. Tight stomach. 5 back up. 5, 4 slow. Control it. Find your weak spots. Up to the top. 1. Decompress. Any place that you find is weaker than the others in this slow motion, you need to go back and address that again to try to fix those weak spots. 5 down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5 reps. 5, 4, 3, 2. Up and hold, decompress, get tall. Push it up. 5 down, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Focus. Strong body. Elbows 90 from the shoulder, not lower. Last 5. 5, 4, 3, 2. Up and hold. Push it up to the ceiling. Get taller. Slowly come back down. Control. Very nice. Up to our feet. Lunges on the other side. Quads have had a bit of a rest. This is my weak side. I don't have as much range. Most of you should have the range I had on the other side. Into a nice lunge here. Chest above the hips. Stomach tight. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, hold. 10 with the calf. 10. You should be able to get higher than I am. 9, 8. Deep breath. 7, 6. Tight stomach, high chest. Flex the calf. 4, 3, 2, 1. Up to the top. Catch your breath for a minute. Grab a drink. Have a little sip of tea. Keep the mucus from gathering. Oh, good Lord. So that's been a lot of calves, sorry, a lot of glutes and hamstrings. We're trying to target our quads now. And as creepy as the dude that came and brought Bikram yoga to this country, or to the world I guess, is, the methodology he was teaching was actually quite effective. So we need to separate the man from the mode. I'm letting my heels come up off the ground when I do this. My hands start at my hips and they come forward as my heels come up, and I'm balancing on the balls of my feet. Now what I'm trying to do, I think of this as a sissy squat as well, is I'm trying to squeeze the muscles around my knee. This is great for knee health if you can tolerate it. And I'm generating my motion up, not with my glutes this time, but by squeezing around that joint. I guess we're here. Squeezing my quad on the way up. Letting it come back down, my chest stays high. I'm sitting into this, I'm not forward. Sit into it, you don't have to come as low as I am. And then squeeze back up. Okay, so we're going to start going down slow. I almost always do everything slow first, just pattern the body and find any weak spots. So we'll go for another count of 5. We'll stick with 5s today. Some days it'll be 8, 4s, whatever, mix them up. Here we go. 5. Heels come up. 4. Grip at the toes. 3, 2. Hold. Bring the chest up a little bit with a deep breath. Grip at the toes harder. 5 seconds up. 5. Slow. 4. Squeeze here. 3, 2, 1. If you're finding you have a lot of balance issues, grab the chair. Keep it beside you so you have something to grab. 5, 4, 3, 2. Ooh. Hold this. Enjoy this. Grip with your toes. Nice deep breath. 5 seconds up. 5, 4, 3, flex, 2, heels down, 1, 5 reps now. Slow. 5, 4, 3, breathe. Inhale, exhale, down and hold. Hold. Heels up, grip with your toes. 3, 2, 5 more reps. 5, quad should be on fire. 4, 3, nice form. 2, this is tight. 1, down and hold. 3, 2, up to the top. Good. Quad should felt quite a bit of that. We're going to go back to some shoulders to give our legs a little bit of a rest. So, I'm going to move down to 20s for me. Again, if you have a variety of cans, you can kind of play with the weight that works best for you. The first part of this, you can always go back to these workouts. I'm sandbagging so I can catch my breath. So you can always go back to these workouts as you get stronger. Or if you found it too easy, add more resistance next time you do it. If you found it way too hard, less. A lot of this is figuring out what your strengths are. These aren't meant to be done once. You can come back to this leg day all the time if you want to and change your resistance or change the order of it if you like. We're going to go into lateral raises now, okay? I'm trying not to use my trap too much here. I see a lot of people pulling with their trap like this. That's closer to a shrug. It's not really what you're trying to accomplish here. I'm trying to hit the side delt. Okay, right down into the top of the tricep here. So, my pinky comes up higher than my index finger. And I'm rotating my shoulder forward just a little bit so it really peeks out the side delt. Okay? My elbow is higher than my wrist. I'm not here. Here is not so great for your shoulder joint. It's hitting the top. Your humerus is hitting the top of the capsule. Here's a lot safer. I'm thinking about a string pulling my elbow up basically. Flexing the side delt. Okay. Strong stance. Check your feet. Make sure one's not off to the side. Grip the floor. Get tall with the breath. Widen the shoulders. And we're going to go for a very slow set of 10. Pause at the top. 10. Stomach's tight. Slow. 9. 8. Nice form, nice control. 7. Flexion and control, not momentum. 7. 6. 5. If all you have is TheraBands, you could use those as well. 4. Just stand on them. 3. I think I have a few kicking around I could bring out if you want to request that. 2. If you have any requests, let me know. Send me an email. I can do a class of just TheraBands. That was 10 reps. Now, we come across our body and up to the front. So, I'm not doing this. I'm literally coming out to 45 and back down. So I'm trying to use mostly front delt, but I'm still trying to feel the connection of front delt into rotator cuff and into clavicular chest when I come across. They're working together. Try not to think about your shoulder as this. Think about your shoulder as all of this, 2 halves of your body. It's really much more responsible. Shoulder presses, your lat should be working. Okay, anyways, enough of that rant. Okay, coming across the body, same thing, just 10 slow reps with control. Check your feet, take a deep breath. 10. 9. Think about the muscles you're using. Get inside your body. Bring the body online. Get in touch with this fantastic gift, this incredible machine. 5. 4. Pause at the top. 3. Should be starting to sweat now. 2. 1. Lateral raises for 10 again. 10. Get tall with a breath. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming straight up again to the front. 10, 9, 8. You should be drinking more water than I am for this. Make sure you have a lot of water. Keep hydrated. 6. It's probably better to come into these things with a slightly empty stomach. 5. These aren't heavy workouts. And eat nicely afterwards. You want to make sure you're getting glutamine. I'm a big believer in a bit of red meat at least, to make sure that your body can repair after this. Connective tissue, joints, ligaments. 1 more per side. 1. Very nice. Okay. We're going to come back down to the ground. And we're going to pick up resistance again. So I'm just going to use this 45 for today. And I'm going to hold it as evenly as I possibly can underneath like this. And these are going to be hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. So my feet are open, slightly wider than my hips. And watch where my hips go here. My hips move back with a slight bend in my knee, but I'm not bending my knee here. Okay? This isn't a deadlift. They stay long. I'm trying to make my hamstrings as long and taut as I possibly can. I see piano wire back here. Nice tight piano wire. From that position, I'm going to open my feet and grip with my feet, especially my toes and my heels, and I'm going to squeeze my hamstrings to bring my chest above my hips. And we're going to go slow again. 5, 4, keep the chest high, shoulders back. 3, not here. Here. 2, stretch, hold, open the feet, grip the floor, flex your hamstrings, push your hips up a little bit. 5, up, slow. 5, stomach's tight. 4, 3, shoulders back. 2, 1. If you have a mirror, it's super handy. 5, 4. It doesn't have to be this size. Any mirror where you can sort of see what you're doing with your body, because it often feels different than it is. Hold, open the feet, grip the floor, flex the hamstrings, push the heels up, push the hips up through the heels rather. Lengthen and tighten the hamstrings. 5, back up. 5, 4, 3, shoulders back. 2, 5 reps. Slow. Up. 4. Up. 3. My wife made me do my hair today. She didn't like the way it looked in the first video. 1 more. Same clothes though, I didn't sweat enough in them. Up to the top, trying to save money. You know how it is. 5 and 5, 5 down, 5. I usually shower after the workout. 2, 1, to try to save on energy and water right now because it's expensive and there's no income. But I guess I should look good for these. 5 up, 5 as good as I can anyways. 3, 2, hamstrings, 5 more reps. Slow, 5. Up. 4. Up. Very functional movement. 3. Hinge at the hips. Learn to hinge at the hips. Your back should not be rounding like this. It's flat. 2. And then 1 more. 1. Up to the top. Good. Okay. I'm going to pop that back. We're going to get into another set of Bikram squats. So we're getting back to the quads. That was hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. Same grip here. Open the feet. They're a little bit more narrow than I would with the squat or with the hamstrings. Okay. Hands come forward, knees come forward, heels come up. Grip with your toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Deep breath. 5 seconds up. 5, 4, good job. 3, 2, 1. Again. 5, control. Find balance. This is all about balance, strength,
and connection, getting the feet to work, the hands to work. My hands are open, as you can see, they're not loose. 5 up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 reps. 5, 4, 3, 2, down and hold. Heels high. Grip at the toes, push off the balls of the feet, flex the calves. 5 up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5 reps. 5, 4, 3, 2, down and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, up to the top. Good. Grab your 20 or your slightly heavier weights, so I'm going 25 for these. This is another set of shoulder press, but instead of this, we're going to switch here to a traditional, more traditional shoulder press. When I'm doing this, my elbow's more in line with my shoulder, and I'm feeling my scapula. So if you can see the shoulder blade, I want the shoulder blade to move here. That shoulder blade's moving. I'm not trying to keep it in one position and do this. I'm trying to let it round, flex up, down, flex up. Okay? So that's what we're going for here. As much as this is good for our shoulders, we're learning to control the muscles around the scalp. Alright, we lost power for a minute, but here we are back. So we're going to go into these, trying to rotate the shoulder blades as much as we can. And we'll get to it. Up into a 90, elbows are directly up from the shoulders. There's a nice grip. My wrists aren't here, and they're not forward. They're nice and tight, directly over my elbows. Okay, take a deep breath, get tall and wide, strengthen the stomach. 5 up, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, get tall, push it up to the ceiling higher. 5 down, 5, 4, rotate the shoulder blades, be thoughtful, hold. 5 seconds back up, 5, 3, 2, up to the ceiling, tighten the stomach, 5 back down, 4, 3, 2, 5 reps, 5, 4, 3, 2, up to the top, push up to the ceiling, hold, 5 down, 4, 3, 2, last 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good. Put them back down. Okay, back up to our feet. And we're going to do a set of squats now. So, if all you have is the bags of tomatoes or beans or whatever it is you have for resistance, you're going to try to get as much as you think you can take for 5 sets of 10. Okay? So we're going not to a maximal weight, but a pretty heavy weight. I'm going to try to start with my 2 water jugs. I might have to drop one halfway through. I haven't trained legs since this thing started, and I can feel I'm already starting to lose a bit. So we'll grab our resistance here. Our feet are going to be back out at around 60. It's a slightly narrow stance that I like because these are so wide. And we're going to go for 10, keep the chest high. 10. Try to look up a bit. 9. 8. Full range. Slow. 6. 5. 4. Keep the stomach tight. Shoulders back. Shoulders tight. 2. 1. Put them down. Catch your breath for a minute. How you holding on? Keeping sane through all this? This will help. Releases some endorphins, opens our lungs, keeps our lungs healthy, which with COVID tends to be the Achilles heel apparently. Okay, so we're going to get into our second set of the weighted squats. Still working technical difficulties out with the phone. I've not produced with the phone before, so there'll be a little cut there. Here we go, another set of 10. Keep the chest high. Sit into this motion. Keep the stomach tight, the chest high. 8, finish the motion, don't stop here. Finish the motion. 7, 6, whatever weight you got. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Take a little break again. We're not taking long breaks here. We should be getting pretty tired. If you're lightheaded, take a longer break. If you do get lightheaded, take deeper breaths. Don't hyperventilate. Slow your heart rate down. Get the oxygen back in. Okay, that's about as long break as I want. Up to the top, third set. 10, keep the chest high, sit into it. 9, as much range as you can. 8, 7, 6, grip with your feet and your toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Open your lungs again. Deep breath. Train our lungs to open more. If you are unfortunate enough to catch something like this, the more control here you have, the better. I'd also suggest you check out Wim Hof. W-I-M, second word, H-O-F. It's a guy from the Netherlands that has some fantastic breathing methods. If you go search him on Google, you'll find his website. There's some basic free tutorials. He's not greedy for money. He's a great human that way, and it's scientifically bonded information. His breathing techniques will change your life. Love him.
A lot of good things come from the Netherlands.
That's right. That's my wife from the Netherlands. Okay. If you ladies out there would like specific female workouts, I can take my wife through them. Again, I'm just kind of testing the waters here. Please send me any kind of feedback of things that you guys would like to request with the gear that you have access to. Tell me what you got, and we can do workouts catered to that. Another set here. Sorry about the break. Fourth set. 10 reps. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Down. Deep breathing. One more. Okay, let's get this last set. Nice strong stance. Grip with your feet. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. Almost there, guys. 3. Sit into it. 2. Last one. 1. Up to the top. Great job. Okay. We're going to leave it there for today. Eat well. Drink lots of water. We'll address flexibility in a separate video so they're not too long. And maybe tomorrow what we'll do is just work on mobility, opening the body, give our body a bit of a rest, and go back to resistance the day after. Again, all your comments are welcome. Hope you enjoyed it. And let's try to stay safe, healthy, sane. Take care. Goodbye.